Well, I can't say I'm surprised to be making this video, but on the 25th of March 2020, it was officially announced that the in-development crowdfunded MMORPG Chronicles of Elyria was officially cancelled. Just to give you a quick TLDR of this whole thing, here's what's happened. Indie Studio sets out to make incredibly ambitious MMORPG and turns to Kickstarter for $900,000 funding, which is absolutely nowhere near enough money to make the game, but they don't make this clear during the Kickstarter, and backers don't understand how much MMOs cost to make, so they believe it's possible. The devs estimated that this incredibly ambitious MMO will be ready by the end of December 2017. They thought they could make an MMO in 2 years of development with $900,000. They continued crowdfunding through their website in hopes of getting the game to a demo state where they can attract a publisher, all this time keeping their backers under the illusion that the game is entirely funded through crowdfunding and not letting it be known that real investment is needed. The game eventually raised $7.9 million, still a drop in the bucket compared to how much money is needed to make this game, but also 9 times the amount of money they initially asked for to finish the game on Kickstarter. They still couldn't find a publisher or private investment to fund the game. 11th of March 2020, they launch a big sale for land in a game that's nowhere near completion, and at this point will obviously never exist. Prices ranging from $65 to $1,350. $1,000, of March 2020.
You're buying land in a game that didn't even come out yet. That's like buying real estate on the moon. Well, no, it's like buying real estate on the sun.
Pre-alpha testing begins, but it's basically just some shitty parkour tech demo that looks nothing like the game they advertised.
This is so bad.
And has no MMO features.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
It looks like something that's been thrown together in Unity in a few weeks. 5 days later, they announced they've run out of money, finally come clean about looking for additional money for investors or publishers, staff laid off, game shut down. Now, there's obviously a lot more to this story, but that's the general gist of things. But I want to go back to the beginning and go a little bit more in depth here, as I know many people are disappointed by this news, and it's not only massively damaging for the MMO genre, but for all future crowdfunded projects in general. For those of you that are unfamiliar with this project, Chronicles of Elyria was initially kickstarted in 2016 with a $900,000 goal, but over the years went on to raise $7.9 million as they continued crowdfunding through their website. I have to admit, back in 2016, this was the first Kickstarter MMO I was really excited for.
Look at that.
I never backed this project because I just didn't see how they could afford to make the game, but I really liked the look of it. At the time when Chronicles was going through its Kickstarter, I remember so many people messaging me about the game and talking about it. The hype levels for this game were through the roof.
I feel so bad for like MMO players that don't like WoW. It's like every like 4 or 5 months, or like really a year, a game comes out and it's like everybody's hyped up for it. They're so excited. And then probably even by the end of that night of the release, you start to realize this isn't the WoW killer. It's not. I remember me, Shroud, and Soda, and I think it was Esfond or McConnell. I forgot who was our other guy. We played Bless Online on release. And so we played for like 3 hours. We were kind of having fun. And Soda bought the $150 package for the game. And I only, I was a casual then, I didn't have as many viewers. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, man. Like, I'm just going to buy like a $40 or $50 package, right? And so he buys the package. And so we're playing. And like Shroud's like, yeah, this is okay. And we're playing through it. And nobody has any idea how anything works. And we're doing some quests, we're like level 9, and I have to leave, and then they're like logging off too, because the servers are crashing already. It's been like an hour, so it's, time for the servers to stop working. And so I ask him, I'm like, so do you guys want to play later? Soda's like, no, I don't think so. Nope. And that was it. That was it, dude. And oh my god, dude, this fucking clip This fucking clip. Okay, let me pull this clip up. I don't want to derail the video too much, but let me show you guys the clip. So, were you thinking about playing Bless Online?
Was I thinking about playing some weave shit? No, dude, I ain't played a weave shit. 150 bucks? Are you shitting me, dude? Are you telling me it costs 150 bucks to start playing the collect? Get out of here, dude. Who actually?
I like that. Who actually cares? Yeah, it was a great time. And so, you know what MMO players are like? They're like a guy who is basically divorced from his wife, and every 6 months, you know, because he goes to a strip club every Friday, and every 6 months, you know, there's a new girl, and he thinks that this is the one. You know, her name's Candy, she winked at me, we're gonna have a family together, right? And the same fucking thing happens with MMO players. And the same fucking thing happens with MMO players. Because you know what it is? They take your fucking money. It's ridiculous.
And based on what they were promising, you could see why. Chronicles of Elyria seemed like a role player's dream. It was a game where your character aged, could gain weight, have children, and eventually die permanently with progress and status.
Who the fuck would want that? You get older, you get fat, and you have to deal with your kids. Like, I play video games to get away from real life. Like, that's the exact opposite. Like, what the fuck, man? Who thought of this?
Carrying over to your family's next generation. On top of that, the game was trying to implement complex climbing and parkour mechanics. The entire world was built by the players. In-depth player-driven economy and crafting systems, the ability to form settlements, countries, and kingdoms. The list goes on.
Incredible.
Needless to say, a really fucking ambitious project. I personally followed this game somewhat casually, only really looking at trailers of progress that they posted on their YouTube channel, and from an outsider's point of view, it looked like they were making reasonable progress with the game for around a year and a half after the game was kickstarted. There were somewhat regular trailers showing the development process, the world building and climbing mechanics, but we never really got to see any gameplay systems or groups of players doing anything. It was always one character walking around and just showing off environments and stuff. Personally, I lost interest in Chronicles of Elyria and became skeptical of this project after they stopped making trailers of their progress, and instead started showing gameplay of this world in a hyper-stylized cartoon test environment that ran at 10 FPS with no other players on the screen, and looked nothing like the game that people had backed in the years prior.
No UI progress, no systems shown, literally just a bloke running around a map after 4 years of progress talking to a few NPCs. How does that happen? Oh my god. No, it's not the scam of the decade. A new one happens every year. What do you mean? Imagine like going from where's the better clip here? Imagine going from this. Wait, where's the bear clip? Imagine going from this, and then just, you know, after 4 more years, and you finally get a playtest demo, and it's RuneScape 4.
Backed in the years prior. I understand that games are developed in grey box, but the fact that they didn't even have a somewhat developed part of the world made where they could really show off the game to the people who had funded them thus far and give them something to be excited about was a big red flag for me. So in the end, I never really made a dedicated video promoting this game, and I didn't genuinely believe the game would ever exist, especially when you look into its lack of funding. In the letter where the CEO of this project, Caspian, announces that the game's shutting down, he talks about how it was the plan all along to use the $900,000 Kickstarter money to make a demo to then attract publishers and investors. But in the actual Kickstarter, there's no mention of this whatsoever.
How convenient.
They never informed the community this was the case. People thought they were directly funding this game, and as you can imagine, had people been aware of this, it might have changed their decision to support this project. Caspian, the main guy behind Chronicles of Elyria, seems like he's been a massive fraud from their decision to support
like?
this project. Caspian
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
the main guy behind
Yeah.
Chronicles of Elyria, seems like he's been a massive fraud from day one. He claimed that he invested 500k of his own money to develop the game up to the point where it was shown for the Kickstarter.
That's good. It's a good idea, right? You develop $500,000, you invest $500,000, you get $8 million out of it. Ooh, see you later, boys. Bye. That's a good investment.
But someone in the industry came out on Reddit recently and said he had nowhere near that amount of
Just a second here. Healthy Gamer GG hosted your channel with 2,214 viewers. Thank you very much, Dr. K. I watched your I watched a couple of your videos with Mitch Jones. He's a friend of mine. You do good work. Thank you very much. You're a good presence on the website. Thank you very much to the host.
money, and the guy was known in the industry for starting projects but never finishing anything. The same guy also claims that the pre-alpha footage used for the Kickstarter was all pre-rendered smoke and mirrors footage, and an actual pre-alpha didn't exist. This could explain why the visuals of the gameplay shown in the past year look nothing like what was teased during the Kickstarter. We have a breakdown of the wages at Soulbound Studios, and this Caspian guy used the money that was pledged to this game to pay himself a salary of $234,000 per year.
That's it? That's it? All he did? I mean, think about it like this. That's all he only paid himself $230,000 a year. Like, he got $8 million. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's rookie numbers, man. Like, he should have paid himself way more.
This absolute scumbag was hyping up the sale of
they
land
never
in this
disclosed
fake
bonuses.
MMO only 14 days
I wonder if
before
he
it
got
was
a bonus.
announced as shut down.
Anyone want to guess if he got a
When he was
bonus?
doing this sale, there's no way he couldn't have known that the game would never exist. Financials is something that you're aware of months in advance. He would have known months ago that this game would never be finished, yet still continued to sell things that would never exist. This surely has to be illegal or something. You don't go from selling land and hyping an Alpha 1 test to shut down within the space of 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
He absolutely wanted to milk the community until the very last possible minute.
Oh my God.
The actual announcement of the game being cancelled consists of 800 words.
Like, MMO players, they just can't catch a break. It's fucked up. It is fucked up. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I mean, I feel like people had a reason to want to support the game. Because, like, I always feel like whenever somebody gets scammed, I will always look at the situation and ask myself, is this person a moron for believing what the person's saying, right? So, like, if a shady guy comes up to you and, you know, he's selling you oregano, telling you it's weed, and you buy it, you're kind of stupid too, right? Like, it's not just his fault. Like, you're also kind of stupid. And with some of these things, it's like, you know, anybody who would support that some of these fucking Kickstarter games, you're dumb. But this, I feel like they deliberately misled people to a degree that I don't think that they really made a bad decision by supporting the game whenever it was just so deliberately misleading. You're saying you never went into the truck and never have candy? Yeah, exactly. Problem is, the WoW MMO requires such a huge infrastructure, it's too risky to attempt. Yeah, it sure is.
At the bottom of a news post that mostly reads as some kind of progress
Hollow Knight
update.
was a
People
Kickstarter
have
project.
followed this guy's game for years.
Yeah, so was
allowed
Chronicles
him
of
to take a
Elyria.
200k per year salary. He's lied to them from day one and continued to beg for money as soon as 14 days before it was shut down completely out of the blue, and he gives them a mere paragraph of explanation. Unbelievable. It's quite sad,
right there.
really. I've had so many messages from people who formed guilds,
It came out in
donated thousands of
2001.
dollars, got involved with the Discord daily, and really put all their hopes into this game. And whilst it's always dangerous
can
to
run
get
on
that
Windows
invested
95.
into crowdfunded games, what Chronicles of Elyria was promising just doesn't exist in gaming. And with MMOs having a passionate audience that are looking for an escape from reality, I can understand why the community that this game appealed to was so emotionally involved in it. To me, the saddest thing about this scam is that every legit crowdfunded project in development will take a hit because of it.
Yeah,
and it's absolutely understandable why the people who invested in Chronicles of Elyria, or even people that just watched this project from afar, might never want to help back another crowdfunded game.
It does make you skeptical.
Maybe we get less games as a result of that. I want to...
Yeah, I mean, because you have clowns like this guy, like this, you know, Kmart version of the Disturbed singer. He's sitting here and he's scamming everybody while he's paying himself a top 1% salary. And I just, what a piece of shit. And now people, like, I thought about doing this, about doing a Kickstarter, doing a series of this on my stream. I don't know, you guys can tell me what you think about it. Doing a series where I review different Kickstarter projects. And so anything between, you know, like my cat has 3 legs, here's a Kickstarter to go for number 4, right? Or my cat has 4 legs, I want a super cat. I want to give him 8 legs like a spider. And, you know, if there's a Kickstarter for that, we'll review it, you know what I mean? And try Last Oasis. I watched Lyric play it for like an hour yesterday. It looked pretty funny. You start your own MMO. And anyway, Sam Hyde MDE copy. Well, I can't be as mean as Sam Hyde, but iDev's dead. You can do it now. Well, no. Anyway, so I thought about doing this and like looking through different games and like kind of, you know, deciding which ones are good and which ones aren't. But I feel like also I'd look like an idiot if I see a game that I thought looked really cool and I'm like, yeah, this one might be worth supporting, and then, you know, this guy's behind it.
End this video by talking about the kickstarted games that haven't been scams, the games that have shown consistent progress, transparency, and released to happy backers. Yeah. Albion Online, this game had over 250,000 founders and raised almost $10 million in funding, and since release seems to have gone from strength to strength. The game went free to play in 2019 and since then saw a massive boost in population and is consistently pulling in solid player numbers. I've heard a lot of good things about Albion recently and I plan on jumping back into it and covering it soon. Temtem is a Pokemon-style MMO that I recently covered on this channel and it's already gone on to be a great success. The game was kickstarted in June 2018 and less than 2 years later released into a very playable and enjoyable early access state to very positive reviews on Steam.
My mom is the only person that really fucking like called this out. She's like, Pokemon is like dog, it's like cockfighting. You like literally have these animals, you take care of the animals, and then they fucking kill each other. It's like one of the things, I'll be honest, like one of the things I fucking hate is I hate these like girls or people in general, right? This isn't a girl thing. And they've got this fucking, this 35-pound cat. And the cat is like, I'm trying to find something that I can hold on to. It's like the same size as it, right? And like, let's say this is a cat. And she's like, oh, he's such a chonker. Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. He can't even get to his food bowl. And the cat's like just laying there. He's like, and they're talking about how they love the cat. You're killing the cat. You love the cat, you're killing the cat. I hate fat cats. I hate fat cats. It's like if your cat's a little bit portly because you give him a little bit too many fucking tasty treats. I've got no problem with that. But some of these people have a cat and they're like, he's so cute because he can't move. It's so disgusting. I can't do it.
Some of you may not know this, but without crowdfunding, we wouldn't have the biggest, most popular ARPG out at the moment.
I was a closed beta supporter.
Back in 2012, Grinding Gear Games were running out of money and decided to crowdfund on their own website. They generated $2.5 million and, well, the rest is history. Initially called Shards Online, Legends of Aria was kickstarted back in 2014 and released into early access on Steam in 2019. Whilst it's not my cup of tea, the game wasn't a scam and definitely appeals to to a niche audience, which is what crowdfunding is all about, really. Bringing
the end
niche
of the day,
games
yeah,
that wouldn't
I'd say
typically
so.
be commercially viable into existence. Project Gorgon, very old school MMO with a lot of charm about it, buy to play early access on Steam, made by a husband and wife team, 97% positive reviews recently, and a game that pays homage to classics like Asheron's
It's
Call,
like
Gloria
EverQuest, looks
Victus.
like.
This medieval battle and life simulator MMO has a very small team, but
Oh,
they've
that
been
looks really
churning
cool.
out consistent updates and progress over many years at this point, and the game is in a fun and playable enough state that you can enjoy it and progress in the game.
Wow.
Recently, they've finally added mounts to the game, which was the update I was most looking forward to.
Fuck yeah.
And whilst it's still early access, it has a respectable player count and servers across multiple regions. Outwards, this game actually failed to raise the money it needed on Kickstarter, but luckily was picked up by a publisher, so managed to release anyway. And holy shit, I loved this game. It's an open world RPG with survival elements. I covered this game last year and made what I think is one of my best first impressions video on my channel with this game. Really happy that it exists. Wolson Lords of Mayhem. This game released earlier this year to huge success after initially raising 400k on Kickstarter. It currently has mixed reviews on Steam due to bugs, but it seems like a lot of people have enjoyed this game. And
it's like, alright, I played Wilson. We all watched the Quinn streams whenever Wilson came out, and there were some things I didn't like about the game, but overall it wasn't that bad. It's just that the stats were boring, and the only thing that I really liked about it more than PoE is the fact that I could see the numbers. Like, that was the only thing that I really actually kind of enjoyed about it. It wasn't better than a free alternative PoE. Yeah, I didn't think it was either. I went through the campaign, I played a few maps, and I just realized that, like, the entire progression system of the game was repeating the same content that I did in the campaign with less dialogue. And I just quit the game. I was like, this is not really worth my time. And that was pretty much it. And Wilson at PvP would be awesome. I don't think so. Like, ARPG PvP is usually borked, man. Yeah, it isn't too bad. It's just broken and boring. Yeah, it's boring. Like, I think that's really what it comes down to. And it'll take a lot of work for any game, any ARPG to be able to actually, like, siphon an audience off of Path of Exile.
And you've obviously got Divinity
Yeah,
Original
just like
Sin
Diablo
1
3,
and 2,
exactly.
Elite Dangerous, and all the decent early access titles that have come out of Steam over the years, such as Subnautica, Ark Survival Evolved, The Forest, Conan Exiles, and so on. We've obviously got a lot of crowd-funded MMOs that are still in development, such as Crowfall, Pantheon, Camelot Unchained, Ashes of Creation, Star Citizen Fractured, and so on. These games all seem to be making decent progress, and none of them seem to be scams, but we'll have to wait and see if any of them actually get finished. My point is, not every crowdfunded game is a scam, even though I read that exact comment a lot whenever I cover one of these types of games.
Yeah, because Scam Citizen? So, what is the status of Star Citizen? Like, I haven't really been looking at the game for a while, so, just 1 second. Ah, fuck, man. I just logged on to Classic. Kazakh spawned, but he just fucking died. Shit! Fucking dog shit game, man.
A lot of good has come out of crowdfunding, and it's important to not let a few con artists ruin it for everyone else. Just use some critical thinking before supporting a crowdfunded game. If someone's promising the world in an MMO for only 900k, you've got to question that. If the game doesn't have private investment, it's obviously never going to be made. Now, whether or not it was the intention of Chronicles of Elyria to be a scam from day one, I have no idea, but it was certainly misleading from day one, and personally, I think over the past year or two when it...
Here's probably what it was. Is the guy probably didn't originally make it a scam. He probably wanted to make the game, but about halfway through, whenever he realized that it wasn't going to happen, he was like, you know what? Let's just sell real estate in the game. Let's just fuck it, you know? And that's probably what happened. And he just decided to, you know, make as much money out of it as possible.
became more obvious that the game would never be completed, it's been a pure cash grab before the inevitable announcement of the shutdown. I really hope the class action lawsuit from the Chronicles of Elyria community is successful,
Yeah, I
and
bet
my
it will be.
condolences to anyone that wasted their money or is disappointed by this news. I hope one day you will all get the MMO that you've been waiting for. But that's
Yeah,
it
me
for this
too.
video, guys. Please let me know your thoughts on this whole situation in the comments below. Additionally, feel free to follow me on the social media links on screen where I sometimes might post. Thanks for watching, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon.
Fucking F. Okay, so, I
think the gaming industry just sort of...
I didn't, like, you guys make me so upset and, like, worried whenever you do the F thing, okay? Because I fucking opened up my thing. I was, like, checking to see if my character got disconnected. Actually, I did just get DC'd. I don't know how. If I got, like, fucking, you know, my stream died or something like that.